Toastmaster, fellow members, guests. In just a few minutes, I'm going to play a piece of music. Music that could save your life, or save you thousands of dollars in medical or legal fees. That music came from a motion picture I saw once. Not a Hollywood blockbuster, but a measly, low-budget, 23-minute safety training film. Now, I know you folks will probably never operate a big, huge bulldozer. However, the message in this film applies to us all. This movie has won international awards. It was made in 1980, but it's still used today by corporations and by individuals who have a need to promote safety. The thing I really like about the movie is the music. It's a country western song, and it's performed by a Johnny Cash imitator. We first hear it when the film shows a mechanic. His objective is to grease a machine which involves a rotating grinding wheel. He has a metal part, and he has to move that part under the wheel to smooth it out, but he doesn't pay attention to safety, and his hand gets all caught up in that spinning wheel. That's when we hear the music.
Shake hands with danger, step right up and say hello. Grinding wheels and metal are what made Three-Finger Joe.
Three-Finger Joe continues to explain.
Anytime you pick up a wrench, reach for a control, use a grease gun, grab a welding torch, or work on any machine while forgetting safety, you're shaking hands with danger.
Shaking hands with danger. Like when you take a shortcut. The film shows a mechanic who has to grease a hard-to-reach part on a large tractor. The safe way would be to use a swab, a cotton swab loaded up with grease on the end of a long wooden handle. The mechanic can't find a swab. He doesn't want to take the time to look for one. He takes a shortcut, grabs some grease, and he puts his hand through an opening between two sharp, spring-loaded blades to grease that part. No problem, he's done this hundreds of times. Not only that, he feels it's safe because the operator in the cab of that tractor has made sure that the lever is in a locked position to hold those blades in place. Who would have thought a little wasp starts to fly around in that cab? The operator is annoyed. He starts to swoosh it away, and bang, he hits that lever. The result, the spring-loaded blades move, and there's a ghastly arm amputation. That's when we hear.
Shake hands with danger, find it anywhere you choose. Be careless for a moment, and spend a lifetime with the blues.
Spend a lifetime with the blues. Had safe procedures been followed, a wooden handle would have been severed, not a man's arm. The film has about 8 examples of lapses in safety which result in accidents. Accidents like not reading the manual carefully. Accidents caused by showing off and laughing at safety. After each incident, you hear a refrain of this particular song. So the song is repeated throughout the film, and that's what I really like about it. It's that constant repetition. Now, prior to this little talk today, I've only seen the film maybe twice, but that song locked into my head. I still think of it today. For example, if I open up a stepladder, I make sure the 4 legs are firmly on the ground. Otherwise, I'd be shaking hands with danger as I climb up a wobbly stepladder. I hear that song when I turn on my power saw. Not only do I pay attention to where my fingers are, but I'll wear goggles, even if it's just a small piece of wood that I'm sawing. And I think you could also adopt this little piece of music with its big message and use it in your life to be safe. For example, in your car, if you're tempted to text or send a phone call on your cell phone, hear that song, Don't Shake Hands with Danger. Maybe the manual says, keep away from flames. Don't assume that message is just for beginners. Think of that song and don't shake hands with danger. Perhaps the most convincing part of the movie is at the very end. It shows a worker who has to climb to the very top of a huge shoveling machine. He's not wearing regulation shoes. He falls. After slipping, he falls 40 feet to his death. As we zoom into his motionless face, we hear the final rendition.
Shake hands with danger and friends I used to know. Compared to them, I'm lucky to be just Three-Finger Joe.
Lucky to be just Three-Finger Joe? Yes, indeed, because safety lapses can involve life and death issues. So my hope today is that you'll take this little piece of music home with you. Think of it from time to time, and don't shake hands with danger. After all, it could save you thousands of dollars in fees, and it might even save your life. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Hoyt.